Have you ever stopped to think about how many amazing games get overshadowed by big releases and their massive marketing campaigns? While the spotlight is on the giants of the industry, there are true gems being created with passion and dedication in smaller projects. These games often stem from developers' love for what they do, putting their heart into every detail, whether it's the narrative, gameplay, or unique visuals. This list is a celebration of these incredible works that deserve to be discovered and appreciated. Get ready to explore games that, despite not making the same noise, deliver unforgettable experiences and show that sometimes the essence of gaming lies in the small studios and their big ideas. I'm Jax, and if you're new here, welcome to the Play Hunters channel. I bring daily content so you won't miss any details from the gaming world. And if you could subscribe to help me grow, I'd really appreciate it. From one gamer to another, opening our list, we have Sifu, a game that redefines the meaning of persistence and learning. With a unique approach, it places you in the role of a fighter seeking revenge, but what stands out is its aging system. Every time you fall, it's not the end. You grow older and return to the fight, but with renewed skills and the weight of your choices reflected in the character's body. It's as if the game says, you may fall, but you can always rise stronger. This concept, combined with fluid and challenging combat mechanics, makes you want to play just one more round to surpass your limits. What truly impresses is the dynamism of the gameplay. Fighting in environments that feel like action movie choreographies is a visceral experience. Imagine dodging blows, using the environment to your advantage, like breaking a chair to throw at your enemy, and feeling like every movement matters. All of this is accompanied by an immersive soundtrack that adjusts the rhythm as the fight intensifies. It's not just a game, it's almost a practical lesson in resilience and strategy. The visual aesthetic deserves all the praise. With an artistic style that blends realism and cartoonish traits, the world comes to life in a unique way. Each setting, whether a neon-lit nightclub or a traditional temple, is a visual spectacle that makes you want to explore every detail. It's a piece of art that grabs your eyes and challenges your skill in unique ways, leaving an indelible mark on those who play. Next, we have Evil West, an adventure that blends the Wild West with a generous dose of supernatural elements. The action is raw and visceral, putting you face to face with monstrous creatures in intense battles. The gameplay is agile and brutal, with melee strikes that make you feel the weight of every impact. The varied arsenal, from classic pistols to weapons with technological twists, adds an electrifying rhythm to the combat. It's impossible not to get swept up in the adrenaline of hunting monsters in a setting that combines dust, blood, and mystery. The gameplay stands out for its balance between direct combat and special abilities. Using attack combinations while managing resources creates strategic and challenging battles. It's the kind of challenge that keeps you on edge, but in a way that makes mastering each move pleasurable. And when it seems like all hope is lost, a powerful skill appears, turning the tide and giving you the feeling of being a true legend hunter. All of this unfolds in locations with a decadent charm, with abandoned villages and dark ravines that reinforce the tense atmosphere. The visual aspect is a show in itself, with a dark ambience that captures the essence of the Wild West mixed with horror. The lighting and details of the environments turn every corner into something memorable, almost like a macabre painting. Each fight leaves you eager for the next, while the straightforward narrative keeps the pace fast. It's a journey that delivers everything it promises and surprises with its intensity. In third place, we have Unicorn Overlord, a strategic RPG that reinvents the genre with a mix of tactical battles and immersive exploration. This game is a true ode to fantasy, with a vibrant world full of stories to uncover. Every move on the map makes you feel the impact of your decisions, whether in army formation or resource management. It's an invitation to dive into epic battles that require constant planning and adaptation. The combat system stands out by blending classic elements with modern touches. When you enter a confrontation, the player is challenged to position their troops intelligently and use unique abilities strategically. The tension increases with every turn, especially when the enemy seems to anticipate your moves. And outside the battles, the freedom to explore villages, recruit allies, and strengthen your group makes the gameplay unique and rewarding. What really shines here is the visual and narrative style, with artwork that feels like it came out of a fairy tale, but with layers of dark complexity. Each setting, from enchanted forests to threatening castles, is rich in details that transport you to the heart of this adventure. It's a game that rewards both patience and boldness, creating memorable moments with every decision. In fourth place, we have Kena, Bridge of Spirits, a game that enchants from the first moments with its cinematic aesthetic and a touching narrative. The journey is centered on restoration, both of the world and the emotions it evokes, creating a perfect balance between action and contemplative moments. The fluid animations and scene design show impressive attention to detail, transporting the player into an adventure worthy of a high-level animation. Combat shines through its simplicity combined with depth. Enemies require more than quick reflexes. Observing patterns and acting at the right time is key. Additionally, the creative use of abilities adds an extra layer of strategy, especially in boss fights that test every aspect of your skill. Exploring the map reveals secrets that not only expand the game's universe, but also reward curiosity with unique moments. Another striking point is how the narrative ties into the challenges faced. Everything has a purpose, from the intriguing puzzles to the most intense battles. Every part of the world feels alive, filled with untold stories, but you feel them as you walk through vibrant forests or silent ruins. It's a game that masterfully blends heart and technique, leaving an impression long after it's completed. In fifth place, we find Lies of P, a dark and fascinating reimagining of a classic tale, turned into a challenging and intriguing game. This game combines a detailed Gothic universe with precise combat mechanics, where every confrontation is a dance between offense and defense. The difficulty level is relentless but rewarding, requiring that each strike be calculated and every mistake a lesson learned. The combat is marked by versatility and the need for mastery over the available tools. The player can adapt their strategies depending on the type of enemy, which keeps every battle interesting and unpredictable. The customization and upgrade system adds further depth, allowing you to build a unique playstyle. Exploring the decadent environments uncovers secrets and pieces that help piece together a larger puzzle, offering a constant sense of discovery. Every detail in Lies of P seems designed to immerse the player in its universe. The deserted streets, unsettling machines, and a constant air of mystery create a world that captivates and leaves no room for distractions. Everything is crafted to engage and challenge, from the intense confrontations to the choices the player must make. A milestone for those seeking intelligent challenges and captivating design. In sixth place, we have Remnant 2, a game that takes exploration and survival to a surprising level. Here, unpredictability stands out, with procedurally generated maps that ensure a unique gameplay experience every time. This constant variation keeps the player on their toes while facing a range of enemies in environments that shift between the familiar and the unknown. Combat blends precision with creativity, featuring weapons ranging from technological rifles to rudimentary gear, each impacting the battlefield in its own way. To overcome challenges, players must balance direct attacks with defensive strategies, adjusting their rhythm based on the type of threat. Cooperation also plays a key role, as joining forces multiplies tactical options and turns battles into real spectacles of coordination. The game's visual richness is complemented by an atmosphere that blends science fiction and fantasy. Every area visited tells an implicit story, revealed through the details and the constant sense of danger. Everything, from the lighting effects to the ambient sounds, works together to create an immersive atmosphere that envelopes the player from start to finish. In 7th place, we have Vampyr, a game that immerses the player in a dark London filled with moral dilemmas. The premise revolves around difficult choices, where every decision carries weight and tangible consequences. Playing as a doctor who is also a vampire, the balance between saving lives and succumbing to the thirst for blood drives the narrative brilliantly. Combat mechanics are intense, balancing physical attacks with supernatural abilities. In each encounter, the protagonist's duality is reflected in the strategies, as the player must decide between brutal attacks and using powers that drain precious resources. Outside of battles, the interaction system with citizens adds an extra layer of depth, allowing players to uncover secrets or form emotional bonds, making each loss even more meaningful. The setting perfectly captures the mystery and despair of the era. The decaying architecture and foggy streets contribute to an atmosphere that complements the story. Every corner of the city seems to hide something important, encouraging careful and rewarding exploration. The game seamlessly combines narrative, mechanics, and atmosphere, delivering a memorable and engaging gameplay experience. In 8th place, Lost in Random takes the stage, a game that turns unpredictability into an art form. The universe presented is a dark fairy tale where chance governs every aspect of life. The story revolves around a world divided into 6 realms, and exploring these regions reveals a creative and charming design, filled with eccentric characters and intriguing tales. The combat system is innovative, blending real-time action with card mechanics and strategy. Each battle challenges the player to use luck intelligently, rolling dice to activate unique abilities. This mix of planning and unpredictability creates dynamic and unpredictable encounters, always pushing the player to adjust their approach while using their deck efficiently. The game's visuals stand out for their originality, with environments that blend fantasy and a dark atmosphere, full of unique details. Each realm has its own identity, brimming with colors and textures that evoke both mystery and curiosity. The atmosphere is enhanced by the immersive soundtrack, which breathes life into this peculiar world and makes every moment unforgettable. In 9th place, Chivalry 2 makes its appearance, a game that places the player in the heart of chaotic, brutal medieval battles. The focus is on immersion, with combat that captures the intensity and impact of each strike. Whether wielding swords, axes, or even using your bare hands in a desperate moment, the feeling is one of being inside a real battlefield, where every movement can be decisive. The combat mechanics stand out for their realism and depth. The physics of the attacks and the variety of weapons provide intense fights, where precision and strategy are essential. With modes ranging from large-scale battles to more intimate duels, there's variety that keeps the action fresh. Teamwork also plays a crucial role, with moments where coordination makes all the difference between victory and defeat. The design of the environments is impressive, featuring grand castles, devastated villages, and blood-soaked battlefields that lend authenticity to each confrontation. The attention to detail, combined with the sounds of swords clashing and battle cries, creates an atmosphere that captures attention from start to finish. It's a game that not only delivers epic battles, but also celebrates the chaos of an era defined by glory and brutality. In 10th place, we have Hades, a game that reinvents the roguelike genre with an engaging narrative and addictive gameplay. Set in the Greek underworld, it mixes fast action with well-crafted dialogue that brings a plot full of twists to life. Each new attempt to escape the depths brings not only challenges, but also stories that deepen the connection with the characters. The combat system is fluid and intense, with weapons and abilities that can be adjusted each time you play. The dynamic of the fights is enhanced by the blessings of mythological figures, who offer temporary powers and encourage the player to experiment with creative combinations. The game structure, based on death and rebirth, keeps the pace brisk without making progress feel repetitive. The art and soundtrack complement the grandeur of this journey, with a vibrant aesthetic and a distinctive visual style. Each area of the underworld has its own identity, from the infernal fields to the decadent halls, making exploration just as captivating as combat. It's a game that masterfully combines intensity with depth, solidifying its place among the best games in the genre. In 11th place, we have Shadow Warrior 3, a game that takes frenetic action to the extreme. Its formula combines fast-paced combat with an arsenal of insane weapons and close-quarters attacks that leave no room to breathe. The rapid tempo, combined with fluid and acrobatic movements, makes every confrontation packed with adrenaline and pure fun. The combat arenas are designed to encourage mobility and creative use of the environment. Running on walls, performing aerial attacks, and using traps scattered across the levels add a strategic element to the chaos. The player is constantly urged to think fast, react with precision, and switch between weapons and abilities smartly to dominate enemies. The visual design focuses on vibrant colors and grotesque creatures, creating an atmosphere that blends the absurd with the spectacular. Every setting, from abandoned temples to breathtaking landscapes, is a burst of detail that complements the game's intensity. This combination of style and substance ensures that each battle is as impressive as it is fun. In 12th place, Bright Memory Infinite stands out, a game that impresses with its blend of first-person action and hand-to-hand combat. Set in a dystopian future, its major highlight is the fast-paced rhythm of the battles, where the player alternates between precise gunfire and sharp blade attacks. It's a combination that requires quick reflexes and mastery of mechanics to maximize the potential of each weapon and skill. The seamless transitions between gunfights and melee combat create a unique and electrifying playstyle. The design of special abilities allows for devastating combos, adding rare dynamism to the genre. The environments also contribute to the intensity, with areas favoring fast confrontations and rewarding exploration with well-hidden secrets. The level of visual detail in this game is stunning. From futuristic landscapes to lighting and particle effects, everything has been carefully crafted to capture attention. The art direction blends advanced technology with stunning natural settings, resulting in a universe that's both beautiful and challenging. Each battle and area explored is visually striking and technically flawless. In 13th place, Greedfall takes the spotlight, a game that captures the essence of a world in transformation. The setting is a fascinating mix of historical realism and fantasy, where lush landscapes contrast with colonial cities full of intrigue. It's a visual experience that feels alive, with dense forests, mysterious ruins, and villages that reveal the tension between tradition and progress. The true brilliance of the game lies in the freedom it offers the player. Every choice matters. You can negotiate with leaders, forge unlikely alliances, or face enemies in challenging battles. There is no right or wrong path, only consequences that shape the fate of factions and the island itself. This freedom is also reflected in the character development system, allowing for deep and versatile customization. The narrative is rich in nuance, exploring themes such as colonization, exploration, and coexistence with the unknown. The missions are full of meaning, often presenting ethical dilemmas that make the player reflect on the impact of their actions. Combining an engaging story, flexible gameplay, and a visually impressive world, this game is a true gem for RPG fans. In 14th place, we have Jagged Alliance 3, a game that renews the tactical genre with its strategic approach and immersive narrative. The premise involves leading a group of mercenaries on a mission filled with political twists and armed conflicts. Each character has unique skills and personalities, adding a special touch to decisions both on and off the battlefield. The turn-based combat system is highly strategic, challenging the player to plan every move with precision. Terrain layout, resource management, and intelligent use of abilities make a huge difference in each confrontation. There's a strong management element, where deciding how to invest in mercenaries and equipment can completely alter the course of the campaign. The world presented is dynamic and reacts to the player's actions, making every choice important. The locations explored are diverse, from dense forests to ravaged villages, always rich in detail that helps build the atmosphere of a country on the brink of chaos. This combination of deep strategy and engaging narrative makes this game a milestone for the genre. In 15th place, we find Firewatch, a work that captivates with its simplicity and the strength of its narrative. Set in a vast American forest during the summer of 1989, the game transforms solitude and curiosity into tools to tell a story full of mystery. The protagonist, in constant communication with a supervisor via radio, explores nature while uncovering secrets that go far beyond what the eyes can see. The gameplay is focused on exploration and interaction with the environment. Winding trails, observation towers, and small hidden details in the scenery make the walk intriguing. The dialogue between the characters not only drives the plot, but also creates an emotional connection that gives weight to every choice and discovery. It's a brilliant example of how narrative design can guide the player through unexpected paths. The art direction is a standout, with vibrant colors and breathtaking landscapes that capture the serenity and mystery of the forest. The lighting changes over time, reinforcing the sense of immersion and bringing the setting to life. Combining an engaging atmosphere with a story that captivates from start to finish, the game is a true work of interactive art. In 16th place, we have Crime Boss, Rockay City, a game that brings the decadent glamour of the criminal underworld with a bold, cinematic approach. The setting is vibrant and inspired by the aesthetics of the 90s, blending neon, grime, and opulence in environments that scream authenticity. From luxurious mansions to dark alleys filled with tension, every location tells a story and contributes to the frantic atmosphere of the battle for control of the city. The mission system places the player at the heart of daring heists, ambushes, and dangerous negotiations. The gameplay alternates between strategic planning and direct action, where every decision impacts the success or failure of the operations. Interactions with allies and rivals add an element of unpredictability, as alliances can be temporary and betrayals are always lurking. The strength of the game lies in the details. Sharp dialogues, charismatic characters, and a soundtrack that perfectly captures the rebellious and irreverent tone of the game. This combination turns every moment into something unique, while the story unfolds with rhythm and intensity. For those looking for an experience that combines action and narrative with a touch of nostalgia, this game is a perfect hit. In 17th place, Absolver appears, a game that turns combat into a strategic dance. In a desolate world marked by ruins and ancient secrets, the player's journey is defined by the pursuit of mastery in martial arts. Without exhaustive tutorials, learning is achieved through practice, facing enemies in battles where every move needs to be calculated with precision. The combat system is the true gem here, offering rare customization. By building a unique fighting style, the player can combine strikes, dodges, and blocks into a move deck. This creates an uninterrupted flow, allowing each confrontation to have its own rhythm. Encounters with other players add an unpredictable layer, as anyone can be an ally or a potential adversary. The minimalist yet mysterious setting completes the game's proposal. The melancholic landscapes and architecture that seem to have been forgotten by time invite exploration, while the subtle soundtrack lets silence become part of the experience. It's a work that values both technique and introspection, creating a unique atmosphere in the game. In 18th place, we have Flintlock, Siege of Dawn, a game that blends primitive technology and magic in an intense narrative about resistance and courage. The world is dark, dominated by oppressive gods and supernatural forces, yet each environment impresses with its level of detail. Whether exploring barren forests or devastated cities, the player encounters settings that exude a sense of urgency and challenge. Combat stands out for its integration of gunpowder weapons and magical abilities. The battles require a balance between precise and destructive long-range attacks and quick close-quarters movements that rely on reflexes and positioning. Mobility is key, with acrobatic jumps and slides that make each confrontation feel like an ongoing choreography. The design of abilities allows for surprising combinations, encouraging creativity on the battlefield. Every element of the game is crafted to create an immersive and impactful journey. The environments pulse with life and danger, while the soundtrack heightens tension in critical moments. With a story that combines vengeance and liberation, and battles that challenge both the mind and reflexes, this game delivers a memorable and unforgettable experience. In 19th place, Disco Elysium shines, a narrative RPG that challenges conventions with its unique and profound approach. The story takes place in a decaying city, full of eccentric characters and dark mysteries. At the center of the plot, a detective must solve a case while dealing with his own inner demons, creating a dense and unpredictable narrative. The lack of traditional combat is compensated by dialogues and choices that completely shape the course of the story. Each interaction offers multiple options, often revealing psychological nuances and unexpected consequences. The skill system is original, functioning almost like internal voices that influence decision-making, giving the player creative control over the protagonist's personality. It's impressive how every detail contributes to the immersion, from the melancholic art to the soundtrack that captures the mood of decay and mystery. Everything in the game works together to create a unique atmosphere. The depth of choices and the richness of dialogues make it an experience that transcends the traditional, placing it on a singular level in the world of narrative games. Next, we have Divinity: Original Sin 2, a milestone in modern RPGs that takes player freedom to a new level. The world is a vast, interactive board, where practically everything can be manipulated, from natural elements to the dialogues themselves. The character creation options allow players to explore unique stories, while the main plot revolves around themes of power, betrayal, and ascension. The tactical combat mechanics require intelligence and constant adaptation. With a turn-based system, the player has full control to explore creative approaches in each battle. Terrain can be used to your advantage or against you, and strategic positioning is just as important as choosing the right skills. The complexity of the system ensures that no battle is ever the same, keeping the sense of challenge and accomplishment always renewed. The rich narrative is complemented by vibrant settings filled with attention to detail. From mysterious villages to imposing fortresses, each location plays a part in constructing an engaging story. The epic soundtrack intensifies the journey, creating moments that leave a deep impression. It's an adventure for those who seek not only to overcome challenges, but also to live in a captivating and unforgettable universe. And it's your turn to join the conversation. How many games on this list have you played? Did any catch your eye? And would you play them? Each game here brings something unique to the gaming world, but we know there are many others that could be part of this selection. So, tell us, which game do you think should have definitely made it onto this list, but didn't? Your suggestion could be just what's missing for those still exploring new adventures. And don't forget to subscribe to the Play Hunters channel to stay updated on everything happening in the world of gaming. Turn on notifications so you never miss a new release or an amazing list like this one. We're waiting for you in the comments. I'm leaving a video card with the best games coming in 2025. Just click to watch, and I'm sure you'll be excited about the upcoming releases. Big hug, happy gaming, and see you tomorrow.